daw siya, tapos inutos-utusan.
Wala na masyadong alam na Bisaya, tausog.
Ayun, tausog na salita na, imagine. Yung si Cebuano, di ba? Cebuano mo.
Pero sir, how's the treatment dun sa bata?
Second,
Was there any abuse?
was there any physical abuse? Hindi ko na, dahil he will have to go through psychiatric trauma treatment muna to be able to, for him to be exorcised of the trauma. Dahil sabi niya, pag may military operations, takbo sila. Paminsan, may helicopter na hovering above. Gustong-gusto niya yung helicopter kasi parang deliveran niya, maka-eskapo na siya. So now, you know what he asked me kanina? Binigyan kasi siya ng toy car doon sa National Kidney Transplant Institute for medical niya. Binigyan ng toy car, Mr. President. Tinagap niya from Dr. Aliquete, pero ang sinabi niya, gusto daw niya helicopter. Dahil natuwa siya every time may military helicopter nag-hover, akala niya yun ang freedom niya, makauwi na. So I will give him a toy helicopter. I will not give him a real helicopter, although if the President may wish to give him one Huey, to bring home.
Sir, how exactly?
Say again?
How exactly did the rescue go down?
Well, that was done with the help of Governor Sakur, the son, and then, of course, our contact. Remember, with President Duterte, this is not the first one. We have recovered several already. There is the goodwill established, and of course, the pressing military operations that also compel them to also give to us.
Sir, when was this affected? Kailan po na-rescue yung bata?
Kahapon.
What time, sir?
Kahapon, because dinaan pa namin sa bahay ni Sakurtan and the wife there took care of the boy. And we flew him last night to Manila.
Sa Holo, sir, nanggaling.
From Holo.
Sir, ito may military operation, tapos nawala. Paano yung scenario, sir, na ma-rescue siya?
There was some negotiations done and some contacts by, may mga armed groups din kasi tayo doon na friendly forces eh. And they have recognized the leadership of the President, kaya they've been very helpful. Kaya ilan na tayo, nakarecover na tayo ng marami. Well, as far as government, we never give any ransom at all.
But there were money paid.
Say again? Wala eh. Wala na nga, wala nang pandagdag. Nabinta na nila yung sari-sari store on the first occasion.
Pero yung MNLF, sir, ano yung naging tulong ng
May
MNLF?
mga MNLF elements po tayo na tumulong in the actual recovery, as a matter of fact.
Sir, paano po yung seguridad ng family at hindi ba sila babalikan dahil...
Well, they have, after they sold everything there and the family was in shambles, they decided to live already Payao, Sibugay. They have relocated themselves with their relatives outside Metro Manila. So I think they will start life anew. Kaya kailangan nila ng tulong din and I think the President will provide the support. Say again? Ngayon lang, dito. Dito.
Sir,
Kung pamilya naman yung tiniran natin.
Hindi namin malaman. Father, mother, at anak na 8-year-old.
sir, you went to Sulu also on Feb 11 to do the same thing, but it was unsuccessful. What is the difference now? Bakit siya released compared to before?
Well, when we went there 3 weeks ago, and it's still upon the direction of the President to follow up, we were not able to get it, and it's something that only those operatives who have been helping us should already know. No, we're not really at liberty to disclose. Pero we were frustrated. We went home. I brought the mother and the father there in the trip to Hulo. We stayed in the house of Governor Sakurtan, waiting for the release. Pero hindi nangyari, kaya umuwi kami. But as the President directed us, no let up, get the boy. So today we succeeded.
Sir, ilan na lang po ang bilang na natin sa'yo?
The latest count we have from unofficial sources is about 27 pa. May mga Vietnamese bagong nakuha, 6.
Sir, Filipinos, foreigners, or...
May halo-halo na po.
Mr. President, ano message mo sa Abu Sayyaf ngayon? Kasi parang parati
Kayo na lang ang kulang nila.
Bagong member.
Ano pa yung hawak nilang biyag, sir?
And then, first, I'd like to thank Governor Sakur.
Sir, what?
Dito.
Peke pala yung I'd like to thank Secretary Doresa, Governor Sacor, the son, who's also the governor, for a humanitarian job. Yun namang mga ulama who adopted the boy, and of course, the armed men there. Thank you this time for treating a human being just like a human being. But for the rest of the hostages doon, medyo they still have a lot of work to do. It's all money and convincing. We have Nor on our side. Maybe that's why Secretary Doresa was a bit successful this time. But I hope that this would continue, and there's no other way to do it except there's a military operation going on. And I would like to assure everybody that for as long as there is the violence being perpetrated, the Republic of the Philippines will continue to with its military operations. Pero lahat to, and any time that they would declare maybe reintegration or ceasefire, or if they would want a realization of the dreams for the Moro Mindanao, I have time and again reiterated also my desire to adopt a federal system in obedience to their prayers for a long time. Historically, even before the arrival of the Christians, Mindanao was already Islam. And maybe that started really because it started with a religious issue way back during the Spanish regime and the American occupation, with so much brutality at the time that you can see how it drove people to desperation. And just like in the Middle East, extremism. So these issues are not easy to solve. It needs a lot of convincing good faith and just to deliver what you promise. Kaya ako naman, I've been pleading with the nation to try to consider federalism, because time and again sinasabi ko sa inyo, pag hindi niyo ibigay ang federalism, Governor Sacortan is here on the sun. Pag hindi niyo nabigay nabigay yung nasa gobyerno ang federalism, it will tear Mindanao apart.
Mr. President.
And I do not think peace will be coming soon in this country.
Mr. President, given you had a command conference yesterday, did you have any new directive to the military on the crackdown against Abu Sayyaf?
I gave the orders to the military. Since you are not a military, I will not give you the order.
Pero sir, kanina you said that federalism might be the solution to addressing
Yes.
terrorism in Mindanao. Is federalism something that the Abu Sayyaf group is demanding? Maybe, because ang gripe kasi nila, it started with nationalism. Territorial, alam mo, pumasok ang Spaniards, pumasok ang Amerikano. Tayo kami naman noon sa Visayas, excluding my mother was from Mindanao. Sila Islam na, but tayo noon was scattered. Maybe some were not. But the sheer strength of imperialism brought down to our knees, and that is why most of us in the Visayas and Mindanao are Christians. But this is a religion which we did not embrace with joy and happiness. It was imposed on us. Dapat malaman rin ng mga Abu Sayyaf, mga kayong taga Moro sa Mindanao, that yung religion na ibinigay dito sa mga Kristiyano sa Pilipinas, it was not a thing that was kinupkup ng mga tao. It was brought to bear. Marami rin ang namatay na ayaw. So, keep that in mind, because itong religion na ito, well, I don't know about really the history of the entry of Islam into Mindanao. So it took over about sabi nila 100 years. But itong Christianity na dinala dito ng mga Espanyol certainly was imposed on us and with much bloody cycle. Hindi ito basta na lang kinupkup ng mga natives na ginusto natin because it is a religion. But it has nothing to do with God. It's nothing to do with Allah. They're about the same. Same God. But yung paano na embrace ng half of, maybe a fourth of the Philippines at that time, ganon ang history. There's nothing wrong with truth and history.
Sir?
It's there for all to see.
Sir? How are you going to treat the Abu Sayyaf? Kasi kahapon nagpugot ng German, di ba? Mukhang medyo,
Yes,
as far as Bravo is concerned, medyo parang hindi nahihirapan yata sa military operation natin because they can do those stuff.
Well, it's a big place. It's not a 1 hectare island that you can really overrun. There are many places to hide. And for the first time, we are even using air assets, which we did not we were hesitant to use because, sometimes about the problem of collateral damage. But because of the increasing hostages and the rising piracy, as a matter of fact, I'd like to tell you something. I don't know if it is diplomatic or not. But in one of my talks with the ambassador, I have requested China, through the ambassador, to do some patrolling there sa Molucca Strait. It's known, dito nearer the Philippines, it's known as the Sulu Sea. But not of the vastness of Sulu Sea is really a part of the territorial waters of the Philippines. You always count from the coast, yung seashore dyan, up to 12 miles. That is the territorial. But beyond that, that's, well, if there's any entitlements there, iyo yan. But you do not own it actually. So, internationally, sabi ko sa China, if they can contribute sa patrolling, kasi ang might ng China in terms of sea power, it's a huge one. And if they can patrol the international seas, Moluccas, because if the piracy continues, that thing there below Mindanao is a vital sea lane going to the Pacific. If you come in the middle from Palawan, from the Indian Sea, pasok dito sa China Sea, is if you have to still to go up to the northern, up to Taipei to make a turn to the right side, going towards the Pacific, malayo yun. But if your target is South America, then you take the route down Mindanao, along the Molucca Strait, and to the Pacific. Yun ang sabi ko, but I have not heard of any response. And there are so many requests that I have made na which China still to entertain you.
Sir, are you confident that the military can crush Abu Sayyaf by June? This is their deadline.
Whose deadline? I never
The
imposed
military.
any deadline.
Sir, may deadline po sila na June 2017.
Well, we need equipments. Until such time that we have the fast boats, the 8 remaining frigates or whatever, that was ordered from Japan, which we paid for it actually. And sabi ko we plan to purchase more helicopters. The numbers I would not want to tell you now. But, and we have to improve on our night flying capability. We're nearing to it. As a matter of fact, we had an operation by air and by ground the other day in Holo. the exact time, and I cannot answer your question. Leave it that way. Yes, ma'am.
Sir, what additional instructions have you given the military? Would they want more men in the South, sir, considering that parang it's like yung ginagawa po ng abo ngayon is level up din sila, sir?
No, at this time, rebellions are really hard to finish. Every revolution from the FARC to so many revolutions around the world, mahirapan because we cannot, no nation can really afford so much army. It's very expensive. And the vastness of the place, and it might really be just a drawing there in the map, but if you go there to Malacañan, and I said, you just cannot search every, human being gets tired. The most that an operation can be sustained would be about 3 days. 2 days of fighting and the soldiers must rest. It's not a thing as he sleeps, eat, and fight every day. Pinakamahaba niyan is 3 araw. Wala na ang sundalo niyan. It's bone weary already. Ang iniiwasan natin dyan is baka mawalaan ng will to fight. For sheer, I said, when you are bone weary, you would not even want to carry a gun. It's a cycle naman yan. Hindi naman yan ay sustained. When sabi is sustained war that you have another fresh groups after the other one. They have to rest, and we cannot continue a cycle because there's nothing to. We don't have the number of soldiers. We have to take care, especially with the resurgence now of the activities of the NDF, CPP in PA. They are again posted along the vital arteries of our country, mga highways, and of course in the Bicol and Mindanao area, they are really very active. And we continue also to lose government security men. And on top of that is also soldiers killed and police killed in drug operations. By the way, it was yesterday's command conference. I have ordered Bato to recruit young men in the PNP who are imbued with the fervor of patriotism to be the members only of the mga task forces. Every station should have one. Pero yung piling-pili, yung walang mga kaso at walang history ng corruption. I have to do it because kulang ako ng tao. I am also, I said, fighting again the NPAs. And I have this problem in Mindanao about terrorism and drugs. So kailangan ko ng tao. I have to call back the police again to do the job most of the time sa drugs. Hindi lahat. And it's going to be a PDEA supervised, whether done by the military or the police. There should always be a PDEA from the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency who will be supervising everything.
Are you from the PNP or from outside the PNP?
PNP. Kukunin dyan sa mga istasyon. And depende na yan kung ilan ang tingin in large areas. For example, areas of jurisdiction, large, then it would require you a number of peace officers there. If it's a small municipality, then what's the use of putting it? Pero hindi na lahat kasi I said, make some good choices there about young PNP officers who are, I said, imbued with the fervor of patriotism to serve his country. I will leave it to the police to decide. If that is the best way to do it, fine.
Sir, yung task force yung recruits para sa illegal drugs na ito or ano specifically?
Para sa illegal drugs. But an ordinary policeman, an ordinary police and military sargento o cabo, an ordinary citizen of this country can make a valid arrest. Pag ako nagpasyal ako ng gabi at may nakita ako ng transaction buy and sell ng drugs, even if I am a civilian Rodrigo Duterte, and if I have the arms, I would place you under arrest. And you fight it out with me, I will kill you. If I think that my life is in danger in arresting you for a valid cause because you are committing a crime in my presence. A civilian who is present in the scene of the crime, of the scene of another's crime, has this duty, social duty, an obligation of a citizen, if you're capable of doing it, to place a person who is about to commit a crime or actually committing a crime or has in fact committed a crime in your presence. Yes, kaya ang sabi ko, if I'm Rodrigo Duterte with an arm, that's the reason why I have to keep in touch with my words, every word that I...
Hindi po ba magiging smoke screen na naman for people to kill one? They can say that they were defending themselves, but actually they were...
No, well, gago, mabaril ka lang dyan na wala, then somebody will catch up with you. It's a moral obligation, it's a legal obligation of a citizen who is in a position to do an arrest. May baril ka dyan with a valid permit and with a current license. Tapos you bring it and you commit a crime in my presence. You're about to be raped. I do not have just to look at you and watch you being raped. I can always tell the guy, dismount and be prepared to be arrested. And if he offers a resistance by pulling a knife and attacking me or pulling a gun, then I can shoot him. And can always say I killed the guy because he was raping you. Okay?
Salamat lang ang parents.
Until when dapat ma-fill up ni Toto yung recruitment?
Matagal pa yan. It's a process. It's not easy to look for honest men. Mahirap talaga dito. It's just like the proverbial honest man.
Police na hindi pumunta ng Basilan. Anong order nyo sa mga police na hindi pumunta ng
Well, this should be subjected to summary dismissal. And I have requested the police to form particularly a squad at bantayan itong mga police na alis na sa trabaho. Most of them ay yung mga ninjas, criminal, so they are high in the list. And do not be surprised if they are killed because they are wanted. And so are the police who have been dismissed for committing crimes. Pag nawala yan sa trabaho, they will continue their plunder, they will continue with their crime. So, meron talagang tigasilip sa kanila from time to time. Kasi ito mga wala na ng trabaho, pulis na nga, kriminal pa, mas lalo na kung hindi na ito pulis. So, itong mga ito, mamarkahan ko talaga ito sila. And I would like to warn them, I will not spare you. Mauna talaga kayong mamatay. Pag nagkamali kayo, mauna kayong mamatay. Sigurado yan. Mababiyuda talaga asawa mo. Huwag ninyong lukuhin ang gobyerno. Do not even try. Do not even think about it. Na akala ninyo wala na kayo sa trabaho, so wala na yung pera na malaki. Sasakay na naman kayo ngayon sa droga. Special target kayo. And I said, I'm warning the public, including the media right now, do not be surprised if they are killed one of these days. One by one.
Salamat. Salamat. May sabihin.
Ay, sandali. Bigyan natin ng panong pasalamat yung nanay, pati yung, hama yung, pare.
Elmer. Nora and Elmer.
Sana yung kumpare ko.
Bata.
Una sa lahat, no, nagpapasalamat ako sa buong may kapal at saka kay President Salamat. Maraming salamat po. Maraming salamat po. Salamat sa mga opisyal ng gobyerno.
Nagpasalamat po kami kay
Salamat sa
mahal
lahat.
na
Salamat
presidente at sa kanyang sekretary ni si Sekretary Durisa at sa gobyerno ng Hulo si Abdul Sakur Tan at si Toto Tan. Dahil sa kanila nabalik yung bata namin sa amin. Salamat po sa lahat.
Tutoy, may mensahe kay Presidente.
Anong pakita mo kay Presidente? Saludo, kung Duterte. Saludo ka, o yung katungan Duterte ba?
Salamat.
Salamat na siya, sige. Salamat.
Salamat. Salamat.
Ano sabihin mo?
Salamat.
Nakalabas ka.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Tapos saludo din.
Magsukul Presiden.
Ano sabihin mo?
Magsukul.
Dito daw siya, sa pagitna daw siya. Gusto niya yun eh. Yung saludo. Yung saludo mo. Sige, saludo. Sige. Oh.
Lalo na ba yan, sir?
Okay. Malaki ang damage dito sa Salamat.
Trauma, ano pa.
Ako may gusto akong kidnapin. Wag lang.
On the air pa.
Ako ang mag-kidnap.
Pag may nawala sa inyo,
Huwag na tayong bumalik na.
Joke lang yan.
Masundot lang. Sa German, anong tingin niyo dun?
There's a standing policy. Because if you give in and pay, mas maraming biktima at wala ng katapusan. You will just be like not even an accessory. Para ka rin principal dyan na nagbibigay ka ng pera because you will add another motivation for this guy to. Wala nang katapusan yan kung magbayad ka.
Another flash.
Pero kung ito ang kidnapin,
ako mag-negotiate.
para
hindi na siya isa uli.
Magbabayad na natin, sir.
pati ito, sa ano ba si Rappler, ito, tumaba na.
Maraming kidnappable pala dito.
Well, just be careful with your assignments. No? Alam mo minsan, media is being respected everywhere. And even the Abu Sayyaf allowed media to enter the territory at times and for some reasons. But do not ever think that some of the reasons applies to you. Dahil media ka, hayaan ka lang. No? There might, I said, be some reasons for allowing the others while you are not. Just be careful with your... I know you have to be enterprising to succeed as a good media practitioner.
Sir, any message to German government?
Well, yes, correctly said. I am very sorry that the hostage or a national of your country has been beheaded. I sympathize with the family. I commiserate with the German people. But I said we tried. There's a massive operation now going on. And as I have just announced to you, we are beginning to use the air assets. I would like to say something to the family and to the government that we really tried our best. We have been there, the military operation has been going on for some time already. And, but we have failed, and so that has to be admitted. There's nothing wrong in admitting a failure, but it's a matter of policy that we do not surrender to the demands of paying ransom.
Mr. President,
it will just increase the numbers.
Mr. President, pasensya na po. Pasundot lang po ko dun sa communist kanina, sir. Meron po ba kayo naging specific instruction sa CPP, left-leaning cabinet secretaries for the return of the peace talks just in case?
I will think about it. I will think. I will think 1,000 times. Then consult the cabinet, including the left-leaning members of the cabinet. We are a cabinet. We are a working government, and we can work well with each other. We're all right, and it's best that we discuss it sometime, not now, about how to go about this problem and how to navigate again the stormy waters of our conflict. But government interest must prevail. Government interest must prevail. Sayang.
Happy New Year.
Hindi ka man nagpawis, ma'am.
Maybe sir, pinakit nyo kami kasi kanina nasa baba.
Sinong nag-ano sa inyo?